websites, it's good to be aware that all of this hardware is there, but it's not much of a concern to us. The World Wide Web, or the web for short, is one particular use case or application of the internet. There are many other use cases or protocols on the internet, such as voice over IP, online gaming, application stores on smartphones, and so on. However, these other pieces of software are using the internet and are not part of the web, which, as web professionals, is our primary concern. Now that we've discussed the markup side of things, let's finish our historical lesson by taking a look at hypertext, which is actually far easier to understand. Remember when we said that HTML was created at CERN? Well, Sir Tim Berners-Lee was the physicist and contractor at CERN that is credited with inventing HTML along with the World Wide Web. In the late 1980s and very early 1990s, when the internet was just coming out of its infancy, there was no HTML, no web browsers, and there certainly weren't any websites as we know them today. When Sir Tim Berners-Lee was working at CERN in the 80s, he wanted to develop a better way of sharing documents, and by drawing inspiration from previously created markup languages, he came up with the first version of HTML. As we said before, HTML was very similar to another markup language called SGML, but Sir Tim Berners-Lee made the very key addition of hypertext. Hypertext is simply the idea of documents that are capable of being linked together. A piece of text or an image in an HTML document can reference another HTML document that the user reading the material can immediately access. In modern times, this is known as a hyperlink, or just a link for short. The idea of hypertext came much earlier than the web, but it was Sir Tim Berners-Lee that connected the ideas of hypertext and markup languages to create the HTML specification, which is used to describe the structure of most web pages today. In 1994, Tim Berners-Lee founded the World Wide Web Consortium, or W3C for short. The W3C is comprised of many companies that, to this day, continue to maintain the HTML specification and further its development for the betterment of the web. Remember, it's not critical that you memorize all of this. However, by understanding some of the history of HTML, you'll have a better frame of reference in understanding the role that HTML plays in the grand scheme of things. In the next video, we'll go back to coding and we'll take a look at some real HTML code.